Okay, well, wait a minute. Why does this trial room look so different? We've moved trial room. Yeah, I gathered. Look, there's a budget, okay? We have a budget. This stuff costs money, okay? I ain't doing this for free. Anyway, enough about the room. Just talk about who you think that the killer is. I mean, that's what you're here to do, right? Okay. So, why don't we start going over the evidence? Let's start with Ayano as the culprit. Whoa, calm down there, Mr. Jumps to conclusions. Why do you think I'm the culprit? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? All of us were in the main hall last night, except for Ayano. Obviously, that means it's her, right? Well, you're right about me being the only one not in there. But remember, I was tied up. I couldn't have left the room because I was tied up. I couldn't have escaped, could I? Plus, even if I could, the room was locked. So, yeah, I couldn't have done it. Simply couldn't have been me. Well, who else would it be then? The only one with access outside of the room was Cuphead, Mugman, and Osana. But they've been the ones most focused on not killing. So, why would they suddenly go back on... Why would they suddenly just go back on what they were trying to do? Well, I mean, it couldn't have been anyone else. This is ridiculous. It's obviously Ayano. That should be clear. It couldn't have been me, and it couldn't have been anyone else. It has to be Ayano. She was the only one not in the room with us. Well, Claude, you are getting pretty defensive. Don't tell me you're trying to say it's me. Are you seriously that vapid? It's not me. Well, I mean, Claude, you are getting very defensive. That's because it's literally obvious. She's the only suspect. Honestly, it's like some of you... Like, do you have selective brain syndrome or something? Okay, yeah, Claude is acting really suspicious. Oh! Shut up, red spaghetti head. Is that the best you've got? Okay, then. Okay, how about instead of fighting, we think about this logically? You know, the whole reason we're doing this in the first place. We have to think things through logically. That's how we got through the first two trials. Fine then. So, how could I be the culprit? Well, I mean, those knives could easily lockpick the room so you could get out. But that's ridiculous! These things are knives, they're blades, not lockpicks. That's probably the stupidest That's probably the stupidest thing you've said all trial. I couldn't have lockpicked the door. So, if we assume that it wasn't Ayano, then it would only have to be Osana, Cuphead, and Mugman, but then that goes back to our original statement. There's no way that they could have killed someone, because that's the opposite of what they've been trying to accomplish. It just wouldn't make sense. I mean, unless they had a really good motive to, which they don't. Monokuma hadn't given us a motive. Yeah, I was about to give you a motive, but then you just decided to kill someone. Thanks for being ahead of me. So Monokuma hadn't given us a motive. So Osana, Cuphead, and Mugman would have had no reason to kill. In fact, none of us would have had a reason to kill. Well, obviously, someone had a reason to kill. Thus explaining why Yumi's kind of, well, dead. Okay. Well, in that case, we're done. 5 minutes in and we've already hit a wall. We have no leads. Or do we? What do you mean by that? Well, clearly someone got outside the room. So, did anyone hear anything during the night? Good idea. So, did anyone hear anything during the night? Oh, I did. Should we trust him? I mean, he's an idiot. No. I swear that I heard, like, clattering, like typing on a keyboard. Oh. Sorry, Yui. She's dead. I don't think she particularly cares. So, you heard clattering during the night. Yeah, it was like clicking of a keyboard. Oh. Anyway, it was like clattering. It was like clattering of a keyboard. Guys, there's something I need to tell you. What is it, little bit? Well, I'm sorry for not bringing this up earlier, but last night, Yui came up to me and ordered me to get her access to one of the keys. Wait, what? Yeah, she threatened to kill me if I didn't give her one of the keys. Obviously, I said that I didn't have one on me. So she asked me if I knew the code to get access to one of them. I said I didn't. And then she said, "Well, you're the ultimate hacker, aren't you? Can't you hack in?" And so I did. I hacked into Cuphead's key thingy, and yeah, I gave it to her. I don't know what she did with it afterwards. So she obviously left the room, but what did she do after that? Maybe she killed herself. That could be it. Well, are you sure? Well, I mean, we don't have any other leads, do we? I know, but it just seems a bit far-fetched. It just seems a bit far-fetched. I mean, and even if she did, the setup was a bit extravagant, wasn't it? I mean, she was stuffed inside a tissue box, stabbed in the head, then stabbed through the box, and with a noose hanging above her. It all seems a bit complicated for one person to achieve, right? That also raises the question of how her severed arms got in there. Did you give them to her, Monokuma? No. I didn't give her arms. I kept them in my office. Huh. Well, that's just a tiny insignificant detail. We can ignore that. I don't know. I think it's all a bit too extravagant for one person to do by themselves. It seems like it could be possible. But it clearly isn't. It's way too extravagant. It has... Hey, Cuphead. Do those keys unlock both the door that we were in, the door that Ayano's in, and the chain to Ayano's locks? Oh yeah, they're all the same lock. Why? Wait, are you saying that Yui could have freed Ayano? That's exactly what I'm saying. I think that Yui went into Ayano's room, unlocked her chains, and then Ayano killed her there. Well, Oh, well, it seems to me like we have a split opinion. So, I think it's about time for a scrum debate. Oh god, not one of these again. Okay, everyone. Pick which side you think you're on. Did Yui kill herself? Or was it Ayano? Yui had to have killed herself. Tell me! Then how could she have been found inside of the box? The only one who was awake at the time she was murdered is Ayano, and she would have changed up. But Yui unlocked the key to the chains. No, she didn't. I never knew that she came in. She never did. God! But we know Yui came in with the key and unlocked it. So it could have easily escaped them. But if Ayano escaped, then how did she chain herself up again? Prove it! She must have used the key to the chains. But there's a noose hanging above Yui. I'll do it! Yeah, there was a noose hanging above her, but the Monokuma file never specified any other injuries but the stab wounds. Maybe Yui accidentally choked herself to the rope. Paige! That's impossible. There's no marker on her neck, and even if that did happen, then who told the news? Simple, you did. She obviously hung herself. Goofy, use simple logic. How could her body have been shot in the box, and have been stabbed in the head, and have closed it, and had her severed arms with her, and had gotten stabbed through the box if she died by hanging? Oh, I'm still feeling unsure. Everyone except for Ayano were locked in the main room, and Yui stole Cuphead's key, and the only one who wasn't in the room is Ayano, but she couldn't have done it because she was chained up. No! But Ayano could have broken out, making her the only suspect. Emphasis on the could have. Ayano didn't even know that Yui was out there, so she would have no reason to leave. Hilda! Didn't we already discuss this? Yui let herself in. Again, how would Ayano escape? Cuphead! Because Yui unlocked it! This is our answer! Okay, so if Yui didn't kill herself, then that means it's Ayano. Ha! I told you I was right. Ow. I was right all along. Wait, no. Calm down. Hold your horses. It doesn't necessarily have to be me. Really now? Well, who else could it have been then? Becky, get off me. Becky, get off me. Who else could it have been? Okay, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be me. Okay? There's still other pieces of evidence that we need to look over. Is there? Nope. None I know of. Wait, hold on. All of this is just based off of Lolbit saying that Yui came up to her and asked for the key, but how do we know that she's telling the truth and she didn't kill Yui? Here's what I think happened. So Lolbit hacked open to where the key was. Hacked the key lock cellar thingy open. Then asked Yui to follow her out. Then killed her and set up everything in the room on the stage. That's what I think happened. That's right. All of this is just based off of Lolbit's testimony. But we don't even know if Lolbit's telling the truth. Wait, what motive would I have to betray you? Well, that is true. We don't know if Lolbit's telling the truth or not. Exactly. It could be Lolbit. Because why would you come in and let me out? She has no reason to. So, Lolbit has to be lying. No, I'm not lying. Well, you don't have any proof. That's true. We don't have any proof to prove that what Lolbit's saying is true. But we also don't have any evidence to prove it's false. If we don't have any evidence to prove if it's true or false, then what are we going to do? We can't just take a gamble and vote for who we think it is. Because there's a 50% chance that we'll all die. So we've got to figure out some way we can prove that Lolbit's testimony is either true or false. Well, I mean, we heard someone during the night. We heard someone rustling through the keys. So, but then that just chalks up to either it being Lolbit who did it or Yui. We have no way to prove which one. So we have no reason to vote yet. We still need to prove that one of us is innocent. You know, innocent until proven guilty. Me and Lolbit both don't have any proof to show which one of us are lying. So we need to see if we can try and prove who's lying. I do feel like Ayano's a bit less suspicious now. Because I mean, I'm sure if she was the killer, she would just be incessantly trying to make sure that it was Lolbit. She wouldn't be saying, oh, it could be either one of us. She would be saying, no, it's not me, it's Lolbit. What do you think, Mug? Should we go over should we have a second look at everything? You know what, Cuphead? I think we should. Let's have a look. Let's just give everything a breakdown. Let's go over what happened. Let's go over everything we know. So, we know for a fact that someone that wasn't me, Cuphead, or Osana went through the keys to unlock the room, Ayano's door, and Ayano's locks. But, according to Ayano's testimony, it was Lolbit. But according to Lolbit's testimony, it was Yui. So, this is our first crossroad. How do we prove who it is? Was it Yui or was it Lolbit? And we're stuck at a crossroads. We don't know who to believe. Well, Ayano, like I said, Ayano wouldn't be pinning Ayano would be pinning the blame on Lolbit, but instead she would be pinning the blame on Lolbit if she was the killer. But she's saying that we should just give a second look, not definitively saying that it's one person or the other person. So I think that there's a decent chance that it's Lolbit. But think about it. Why would Lolbit have a reason to lie to us? Like Monokuma said, he hadn't thought up of a motive yet. Well, that just chalks it up to no one having a motive to kill. I'm not sure. I don't know how we can progress. We don't have any leads. It's impossible to solve. Whether it's Ayano or whether it's Lolbit. Unless anyone has undisputable proof that it's one person or the other, then we can't solve this case. We can't solve Yui's murder. Well, I'm sure we can think of something. Everyone think of what you know last night. Think about every single thought that you think you thought last night. It doesn't matter if you think it was a dream. Just spit it out. If you know anything. Well, I'm not sure if it was a dream or not, friend, but I know that I heard someone rustling through the keys, but I had this thought of who it could be. But I heard footsteps, and I think they can prove who it is. How can footsteps prove something? Well, Lolbit's made of metal, and Yui has leather shoes, and I definitely heard the stepping of shoes. So it would have had to have been Yui. Well, that is true. That wasn't Yui. That was, well, I don't know if it was Yui or not, but I know that I was thinking of my next play idea for when I get out. And so I was pacing back and forth, trying to come up with an idea. That would also explain why. That would also explain why you would have heard footsteps. I mean, you would obviously be trying to be quiet, right? Exactly. So, Lolbit is lying? That seems to be the case. If it was Kazana's footsteps and not Yui's, then that means that Lolbit's the killer, right? But keep in mind, we don't know when page was up. We don't know if it was during Kazana doing it. We don't know if it was during when Kazana was walking around or if it was Yui. Kazana, when you were walking around, was Yui there? No, she wasn't actually. So I'm pretty sure we can establish. So we've established that by the time Kazana was up, Yui was out of the room. She was either she was either just out of the room or dead. But that still doesn't prove anything. That is correct. We still can't prove it. We still can't prove who it is. Okay, this is starting to get genuinely confusing now. So, by the time Kazana was up, Yui was already gone. Why don't we have a look at the Monokuma file and see what time Yui died? It doesn't say what time she died on the Monokuma file. We know that her body was discovered at 8 in the morning, but we don't know when she died. Well, I do remember it being pretty dark so it was most likely during the night hours. So that's around from 10 when nighttime starts to about 5ish when the sun rises. So we have a time frame, 10 to 5. That was the time that Yui died. But that still doesn't get us anywhere. That is true. Well, we can start to narrow it down. Was the blood dry, or was it still wet? I think it was still wet, because I remember I got a bit of blood on my hands, and I wiped it off. While we were coming over here to the trial room. So it was most likely during the latter half, so around 4 a.m. So she probably died around 4 a.m. Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember being up during the night while Yui was there? No, I think Kazana was the only one up. Okay. Well, I was staring around. I normally start to wake up around 4 a.m. So that was when Kazana was walking around. Yes, I remember hearing you start to wake up, and so that's when I decided to stop walking around, and I just went to sit down where I was sleeping originally. Okay, so we have a lead here. But where do we go from here?